To me, cannabis is nature. It's pure and it definitely shouldn't be illegal. My name's Ian Greenfield and I'm working with JuicyFields as the sales manager. My route into working in the cannabis industry really started through my father. My father actually got lung cancer a few years ago, and he was advised by a friend to start taking some CBD oil because this has been shown to help reduce the size of cancer tumors. So he started taking some CBD oil, and he then progressed to taking Rick Simpson oil, which is high THC cannabis oil. And within just 6 months of self-treating his cancer, he managed to reduce the size of the tumor, and he's now been cancer-free for a number of years, which is incredible. So growing up, I had quite an interesting viewpoint on cannabis because my father's very liberal and my mother is very conservative. So from on the one hand, you have my father, who has always been an advocate for plant medicine and psychedelics and their use, and on the other hand, you have my mother, who was much more on the side of cannabis causing social problems and being a gateway drug, which led to issues for people. So as I've grown up, I guess I've had to find my own understanding and what do I think about cannabis ultimately. And my view is really that no plant should be illegal and that education is key. So my background is actually originally working in advertising sales in London, and I worked selling advertising in London for over 10 years. But ultimately, I guess what I was really looking for was fulfillment through my work and finding something. I guess the dream for any salesperson is to be selling something that you really believe in. And that's what I found with cannabis. So for me, cannabis is such an important plant. I mean, it's not just for the therapeutic and medicinal benefits, but cannabis is an amazing, it turns into an amazing fabric when you use hemp for fabric. It's incredible for building and for construction. You can turn hemp into bricks, and this is happening more and more often now. So what we're seeing is that cannabis is such a versatile plant, and really the more widely used it becomes, the more uses we're finding there are for it. So for me, all of the work that we're doing within the cannabis industry is helping to democratize the plant and make it there's less stigma around cannabis now than there's ever been, and I think that we need to keep pushing forward to make sure that continues and that it becomes more accessible, and that the people who see cannabis as a bad thing are educated to understanding really that the plant has been demonized for many years, but in reality, its only purpose is for good. Education is key. I think people having access to the information that allows them to make a decision about how cannabis fits in their life, and also having governments that are legalizing or decriminalizing cannabis allows people to see it as not something which is a scary, harmful substance, but something which can work in equilibrium with their lives and actually enhance their lives. I mean, for example, let's compare cannabis with spicy chilies. I mean, I've had some really brilliant spicy meals, but I've also had some bad experiences with chilies growing up. But after a bad experience with a spicy chili, I didn't look to see if it could be made illegal. I simply educated myself about the tolerance that I have for chilies and how much spice I like within my food. And I think this is really, the way that cannabis should be viewed. I think people, if they want to try cannabis, they should be allowed to try it. And if they have a tolerance level that is here, then they're going to understand that, and they're going to use that use the cannabis within an area which they feel comfortable with. And I think that we're never going to ban spicy chilies, and I don't think that cannabis should ever have been banned. But I think education and understanding how you can use cannabis is the key.